Hello and welcome to another edition of Must Reads. This is my show where I go through all of the books I think that people should read, basically. I mean, it's quite simple. This isn't by any way a definitive list of all the best graphic novels in history, although some of them will be in this show. Some of them may have gone under the radar, some you may know about, but I just want to share them with you because they're excellent, and if you haven't read them, you're probably missing out. Anyway, today I am recording with a new camera setup, so I am hoping that this is going to look possibly a lot better than it did before. I should hope so, because it's cost a lot of money. So I'd just like to say thank you to a friend of mine called Mikey, who also supplied me with some new lighting, which was very generous of him. So you can now all see me better, so you can choose to decide whether that is actually a good thing or not. Anyway, getting on with the show. We have today Something is Killing the Children, and that is by Boom Comics and written by James Tynion IV. Obviously, we all know first, second and third, but this is the fourth edition of James Tynion. The other three weren't very successful, so they perfected the design on the fourth model. The art was by Verta Deledera, colouring by Mikel Muerta, and the lettering is And World Design. This book is spectacular, and I know that I say this for a lot of the horror books that I've been reading recently. I am not a big horror fan. However, for some reason, the graphic novels that I have put on this list so far, a lot of them have been kind of more of the dark, macabre sort of stuff. This one is amazing, honestly. It features a brilliant anti-hero. There's some real kind of red crayon goo in there. You've got a great storyline, some nice little kind of interplay between characters. Overall, it's a fantastic read. It's set in a town called Archer's Peak, and it's a small, sleepy town in mid-America. There's not a lot really goes on there. The policeman and the coroner, they're cousins, I think, or they're brothers, one of the two. And suddenly, a lot of children start to go missing and also turn up dead. Now, it starts off brilliantly with some kids playing Truth or Dare, and one of them dares the others to go into the forest outside his house. Now, it then cuts to a police interview room where the kid is basically saying, I don't know what happened, and they're all dead, basically. We then get to the main heroine of the story. Her name is Erica Slaughter. She is a monster hunter, and she turns up in Archer's Peak to basically kill the monster, but gets caught up with local law enforcement. A brother of one of the girls that has gone missing thinks that she's part of what's going on, and it all gets caught up, and this book ends quite nicely and leaves it open for what is a continuing story. Without really wanting to tell you too much about the overall story, because it's fabulous. I mean, Erica herself is a fantastic character. You instantly like her. She's got sass. She looks cool. I mean, she just looks amazing. She kicks ass. James, the boy whose friends die, he also is a really likeable character. He is obviously very traumatised by what went on and is desperate to try and find out what happened. So he tries to help Erica to fight the monster, basically. She with the brother of the girl that died, went missing. He is also a really interesting character because he has motivation with which he thinks that these two are in on his sister's disappearance, and he has interesting motivation, and you can really feel that emotion from his motivation. This isn't a book for the faint-hearted. There are some quite harsh things that go on and some incredible artwork to portray them. However, if you do like your horror, this one you can't miss. I actually think that if this doesn't become some sort of a classic, I will be very, very surprised. The artwork is stunning. It's absolutely gorgeous. The choice of colours is superb. The way the pages are laid out will keep you on your toes, because sometimes you get a double page where you read across both pages rather than down them. Other times you'll get one panel across the top and then the rest reads normally. It kind of adds to the sense of chaos that a lot of these characters are feeling, and everybody except for Erica, including the sheriff, who really is, he was just employed and was told that occasionally, he'd have to deal with some drunks and that's about it. And all of a sudden, like 50 kids have disappeared inside the town. So everybody's feeling this sense of hopelessness. They are feeling helpless, powerless. And then Erica turns up and she's got kind of weird kind of eyes. She's got shocking blonde hair. She wears this incredible mask. She's, like I said earlier, she's really sassy. Her character is well written, and instantly likable. You really do go, this is a character I'd like to see on the screen. And I wouldn't be surprised if this one gets optioned for a movie at some point in the near future. I would recommend this to anyone, whether you're a horror fan or not. If you like action, there's lots of action in it. If you like an intrigue story, there is intrigue in there as well. If you like a human story, the human characters, well, I presume they're all human. I don't really know about Erica yet. We'll find out in the future. If you like something a little bit mystical, she seems to work for some sort of organisation that you get a glimpse of, but we don't really know what happens or what that is. She doesn't seem to have a particularly good relationship with that organisation. There is a lot going on in here. I loved it. I mean, seriously loved it. And I believe that you will too. We have this in stock. So I will put a link to it underneath in the comments and section underneath the video. Please do check it out, because I think you will like it. It's certainly not a book for kids, so keep that in mind. It's certainly not a book for people who would be easily nauseated. But it is superb. So that is Something Is Killing the Children, and that is by Boom Studios, and it costs $10.99. So if you want to pick it up, I'll put the link on there. It will be on the website, and happy days. I know I've been a bit short on videos recently. I can only apologise for that. We've had some technical issues and some personal issues as well to deal with, but we will try and get some new videos up as soon as possible. So I will just leave it by saying I hope you're all safe and well, and that this video has come out okay, and I will see you all in the very near future. Thanks a lot. Have a good evening.